The dollar traded flat on Tuesday, relinquishing early gains, as the stock market rallied ahead of what could be a refreshed perspective on global monetary policy later this week when the Kansas City Federal Reserve Bank hosts its annual symposium in Jackson Hole, WYO. The buck has struggled for direction to start the week as investors have swiveled from worries about political tensions, including a refocus on drama on the Korean peninsula, which pushed so-called haven currencies like the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc higher, to worries about President Donald Trump's administration. But stock gains on Tuesday and the absence of fresh escalation in Asia has helped to mitigate selling pressure on the buck. The ICE US dollar index DXY 0.45%, comparing the US unit against 6 other currencies, traded down less than 0.1% at 93.4950. The broader WSJ dollar index BUXX 0.01%, which measures the greenback against 16 currencies, rose 0.4% to 86.22. President Donald Trump's outline of his Afghanistan strategy on Monday night, consisting of sending more troops to the Middle Eastern country where the U.S. is serving its longest military assignment to date, may have also propped up the dollar for most of Tuesday, according to Thierry Wisman, global interest rates and currencies strategist at Macquarie. Trump's Afghanistan commitment represented a pivot back toward a role of mainstream globalism for the U.S., and away from the isolationist tendencies represented by former White House strategist Steve Bannon, Wisman wrote in a note on Tuesday. Meanwhile in Pyongyang, Trump's approach to the Asian crisis was called unimaginably reckless on Tuesday by the country's leaders. Earlier this week, the U.S. and South Korea kicked off annual military exercises that North Korea's ruler Kim Jong-un may view as preparation for an invasion of the rogue nation. But as haven currencies lost steam Tuesday, the dollar was up 0.6% against the yen. USD JPY 0.00% at 109 yen and 58 cents late Tuesday in New York, just below an intraday high of 109.6470, and compared with 108 yen and 98 cents in the previous session. The buck strengthened against the Swiss franc. USD CHF 0.0207%, another safety play. The dollar added 0.7%, buying 0.9681 franc, up from 0.9620 franc late Monday in New York. With little economic data of any real significance to drive market sentiment, the total eclipse of the sun seems to have drawn focus away from President Trump's crumbling administration, said Richard Perry, analyst at Hantac Markets, in a note. Trump's pledge for a pro-growth, pro-S regulation like White House, factors that had driven equity markets and greenback higher. But the dollar has been under pressure from fading expectations for fiscal stimulus and periods of dollar-deflating rhetoric from President Trump, who has questioned the economic merits of a strong dollar. The U.S. dollar has started to stabilize while equities are also finding support. It could easily now become a case of markets in summer mode, waiting for signals out of Jackson Hole and unwilling to take any major view, Perry said. Currency investors are focused largely on the central banker gathering in Wyoming. Remarks by European Central Bank President Mario Draghi at the event on Friday will be watched for clues to his plan to begin winding down its asset-buying program. Some reports, however, have indicated Draghi is unlikely to offer much detail. The Fed's Janet Yellen also speaks Friday. The Euro-EUR-USD 0.0000% traded at $1.1763, or 0.5% down, compared with $1.1816 late Monday. The euro has generally pulled back since hitting a 2-12-year high near $1.1910 in early August. Earlier on Tuesday, the German ZEW indicator that measures economic sentiment missed expectations and marked a third consecutive month of decline in August. Meanwhile, the British pound GBP USD 0.0000% also slipped 0.6% against the dollar at $1.2820 versus $1.2900 late on Monday in New York.